Hello, Happy New Year. Welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome to 2023. So today I'm going to do a year in review of 2022. It's the first time I've gone back and looked over a year on my channel in retrospect. And I would say that 2022 has probably been the most important year of my artistic career so far. And I'm going to take you in a short trip back in time to the start of the year and let you know how everything happened. So, New Year 2021 to 2022, I was away in Brazil, partly to escape from the cold English weather at that time of year, and also to try and paint and get as much footage as I could, as well as going on some amazing adventures deep into the Amazon, joined by my girlfriends. But the main reason that I wanted to paint and get as much footage as possible is that I've had an idea in my head for quite a few years, and that is to do an exhibition of paintings of Brazil. So I first went to Brazil in 2014 and I fell in love with the country, and I've been back there 6 times now in total, each time doing a few paintings. So I already had quite a collection of artwork building up. And anyway, I was in Brazil, I had this idea to put on this exhibition and I wanted to do it this year. I've been trying to do it years ago, but of course COVID came along and wiped out everyone's plans. But I didn't have a venue and I didn't have a date and I didn't have a title for the show, but I knew very strongly that I wanted to do this exhibition this year. So I was out there, I was painting, I made quite a few YouTube videos for those of you who are following the channel, and I also ventured deep into the Amazon rainforest where we saw giant spiders, monkeys, huge ants which can bite you and cause you pain for 24 hours. I learned a lot of tricks how to survive out there, but my main focus was really on the painting for this exhibition. So anyway, I did a lot of paintings out in Brazil. I got back to London and there was a few venues that I've been trying to contact, and one of those venues was the Embassy of Brazil, which is in just off Trafalgar Square, so about as central into London as you can get. A beautiful location, grade 2 listed building, and that was my prime location because one, they are set up to do art exhibitions, they've got a really nice space, they've got all the lights and everything, and also the theme, the connection between my work and Brazil, that'd be the best place to put the exhibition. However, I'd been emailing them for years, to be honest, and sometimes I'd get a response and a lot of the times I wouldn't get a response, and I never got a yes. I never got, we'd like to put your exhibition on. I never got a no, so I kept going. But I looked at a few different other venues, and just about a week before I gave up on exhibiting at the Embassy of Brazil, I got an email from the Embassy of Brazil. They responded to me. They wanted to meet me in person, so I go there to the embassy, I meet the head of the cultural section, the cultural attaché, and I basically have an interview. And in order to show my connection to Brazil, I decided to do the interview in Portuguese, Brazilian Portuguese, which is the language they speak in Brazil. Because even though I'm a British artist, I'm English, I grew up in England, I do have this really strong connection with Brazil. I've been there a lot of times, I've painted the landscapes, the people, I've enjoyed the culture, and I speak the language. So anyway, I did the interview in Portuguese and they basically offered me a week for my exhibition in July. So that was the focus for the start of the year, up right until the summer was just painting, finishing off paintings, and getting things ready for the exhibition. So I was very lucky to have a team of friends and people helping me in the preparation. I employed some people as well, and I learned a lot because this was my first solo exhibition in London. Now, I've had solo exhibitions before. Well, I've had one solo exhibition before in Cheltenham, but whereas the gallery in Cheltenham did a lot of the work as far as the PR and getting the information about the exhibition out, this one was pretty much all on me. There are some things I would probably have done differently, and other things I definitely would have done the same. The exhibition had a brilliant turnout. We had hundreds, I think over 100 people there. It was really busy, and it was great to see so many people, many of you who follow me on YouTube as well. So that was really, really amazing. And unfortunately, the first 2 days of the exhibition, we had that crazy heat wave in London. I think it's the hottest temperature in the UK ever recorded. So it was absolutely blistering heat. The hottest temperatures I've felt in London. The only thing similar I would say is when I've been in Brazil, or when I experienced a heat wave in the south of Spain and actually did a painting in 42-degree heat in no shade, just with a big hat on. And I was accompanied by my friend Max, and that was probably the most intense painting session I've ever done. I'll put a link to that just up here if you're interested in watching me paint in a vineyard in Andalusia in a crazy heat wave. But luckily this heat wave, I wasn't painting, but unfortunately it was the days of my exhibition, and basically the government put out a notice saying best to stay indoors. Maybe that was a bit over the top, but anyway, not so many people came to the first days, but during the week it really did pick up, and a lot of people turned up, and I sold quite a lot of paintings. And something which happened, which was quite a coincidence, but something which was really positive, was when the exhibition had shut and I was taking the paintings down, and still some of my favourite paintings hadn't sold. So a lot of paintings sold, some paintings I wasn't sure that would sell, did sell, but some of my favourite paintings were still there. And a family came into the embassy, and now they weren't really meant to come in, but the door was open because I was there, taking down paintings and stuff like that. And they were actually Brazilian, and the lady, I guess the grandma, who was quite an old lady, and she wanted to see some of the paintings that I'd even packed up, and she basically looked through a few of them and ended up buying 2 of the bigger paintings in the exhibition, which I was absolutely delighted. And it was amazing seeing someone who grew up in Brazil, and those paintings could take them back to memories of their childhood and their youth, which was really really lovely for me, seeing my paintings go somewhere where they'll be really appreciated. So after all the madness and the exhibition ended, a lot of my focus went into doing some plein air paintings, and also one thing which has been a big part of this year, and I started it last year, was the Alla Prima art carrier business. And I feel like Alla Prima art carrier, which are panel carriers I created, designed to carry wet paintings, panels or canvas. I've got all different sizes. An idea I came up with as a lightweight, transportable way of carrying paintings, so just a DIY solution, and a lot of people liked it, so I ended up making an Etsy shop, and that kind of blew up. I think this year I sold over 300 panel carriers all over the world, America, Australia, Canada, the list goes on, so all over the world. Another thing which this year I focused quite a bit on was Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So for those of you who know me, know that I'm mad keen on martial arts. I have been all my life, from a boy doing judo to a teenager doing kickboxing and then competing in MMA. And I'd say probably the last 4 years I got really into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Now I'd done Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for quite a while because I'd done MMA. And so Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a grappling art, so it's similar to judo or wrestling. You're trying to put the opponent into a submission hold ultimately and win the match that way. I did 7 different tournaments this year. Some of them I was competing in a few different categories, and I didn't start the year very well. So basically at the end of last year I got my purple belt, which was a step up into an advanced belt. So now when I go to competition, you're competing with people who are been training for longer, who are a bit more advanced technically. And my first competition, I went there, I lost every match. Some of my matches were very close, even one I think I won, even looking back on the video. But anyway, I learnt a lot, learnt where to improve, and my last 4 competitions of the year, each one I won a medal. I got to go on the podium, 2 silvers and 2 bronzes, and I'm going to keep competing next year, so hopefully getting some golds. But overall, it's been a very busy year, definitely a positive year. Looking into this new year, I want to try and paint more, trying to paint outdoors more, paint more portraits, which is something I used to do more often, and kind of my portrait painting practice I think has slipped down a bit just because I've been so busy chasing other things. So I want to really try and get back into that routine of just painting every day really. And yeah, I'm probably going to go and travel to a few places. I love traveling, seeing new places and painting. So if any of you know of any places which you think I would really like to paint in, then comment below. I'm always interested in getting to know new places, especially when they have beautiful scenes to paint. So on that, I just want to wish you a happy new year. It's been a busy year for me. I hope you've had a lovely Christmas break and you have a really successful, positive new year. Thanks for subscribing and being a part of my journey. I really appreciate it. My YouTube channel has grown a lot and I really appreciate that. So thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.